You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, you can be doing whatever it is you happen to be doing. And as you're starting to arrive to a position, you can take some time getting there, and you can get any little kinks out of your body if you need to make some neck rolls or some torso twists or side body stretches. You can just listen to whatever movements your body is wanting to take. And once you get into a position of comfort, you can allow yourself to stay there. And as you're arriving, just checking in with the shape of your spine and the relationship between your pelvic floor and the back of your throat, just that center line of your body. And the relationship between your shoulders and your hips. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow the eyes to gently close. And just marking your arrival today into this practice and into your body with a full, intentional, and deep cleansing breath. A long, slow inhale in through the nose, filling up. Pausing for a moment once you're full, just experiencing that fullness. And as you need to, letting that go. Slowly exhaling, bit by bit. Pushing that final bit of air out of you to really empty yourself, and then pause in that emptiness. Allowing your next breath to come as it's needed. And if you'd like, you can breathe just like that a few more times, just exaggerating the 4 parts of the breath: the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the other pause. And at any point, you can release the guidance of your breath altogether and allow yourself to step into the role of the observer and the witness of your body and its functions, where you can watch your breath and feel the rhythm of your breath without having any sort of control over the rhythm or pace of that breath. And sometimes that feels nearly impossible to do, so it is totally okay if that's the way you are feeling right now. Just starting to become curious about yourself and your body. And remembering that this practice is not a thinking process. This is not something you need to think and do. This is a listening and receiving practice. Kind of like if you are listening to music or watching the ocean. You're not trying to control or see anything specific, hear anything specific. You're simply witnessing what is happening already. So treating your body just like this music or instrument or ocean, where you are watching and observing any desires to fidget or to tense up and resist, maybe the muscles of your face, maybe any expression that you feel resting on your face. Maybe with the forehead or the brows furrowed or the jaw tight, the nostrils flared, the chin or the ears. And just by letting your awareness be that blanket of safety across the muscles in your body, where as soon as you check into a place, as soon as you imagine what is actually happening in the muscles in your face, in your shoulders, your arms, your stomach, and so on, As soon as your awareness drops into these areas, that is your permission to totally melt and soften beneath that awareness. And oftentimes, when we release tension in one area, it will travel to a different area or turn into fidgeting or anything else maybe. So just letting this be kind of like a game where you release one area and travel to the next, release that area, and so on and so on. Where you are watching and allowing your body to soften into the space that you're in. And just remembering how safe you truly are right now. If you have the ability to listen to the words I'm saying, you have many resources and things that mean you are safe. And letting yourself melt into that safety that is the surface beneath you. So whether you are sitting or laying, starting to bring awareness to whatever part of your body is making contact with the surface beneath you. And treating the surface that's supporting you like a big hug from a loved one, where you allow yourself to exhale and melt into that hug, melt into that love and support, and that feeling of being held. Adopting that same feeling of being safe and held from the ground beneath you. The surface that directly supports you and is making contact with you, as well as the earth beneath that ground. And then just starting to remember the reality of the world around you. And how there is an earth beneath you with a core that is always radiating and always supporting you and everyone you love and everything you love. And a sun above you that is feeding and fueling this life that you live. All the moon and the stars and the planets, all the trees, the oceans, the rivers, just starting to come into a place of awareness of the magic that is this life and this world. So when we see these things every day, they can become very mundane and regular. And just taking a moment to really step back and look at what is reality, and how, and all the miracles that exist in our reality. All the perfect ingredients that have happened for you to be sitting here in this body right now. And starting to bring your awareness into your heart center. And just gradually letting your awareness act as a funnel coming into your heart. And starting to sync up with the beating of your heart. And if you ever have trouble feeling this, you can always place it one or both hands there to encourage that feeling from the outside as well. But just remembering the miracle that is pulsing inside of your body every moment of every day of your entire life. From the time you were in the womb until your very last breath, this heart is working and beating for you. And allowing your body to feel the pulse of this heart in every corner and every edge as you start to remember the network of veins and vessels inside of you that physically and energetically connect your heart to every inch of your body. And remembering that the power that is feeding your heart, the power that is allowing your heart to beat, whatever that is also pulsing through your entire body. It doesn't stop at your heart. It is what's keeping you alive and animated. And just starting to trace this space from your heart to all these corners and edges, to this 5-pointed star that your body is. 2 legs, 2 arms, and your head. Feeling the connection between your heart and your brain. And the connection from your heart across the collarbones and the shoulders, down the arms and into the hands and fingers. Maybe even feeling the heartbeat in your forehead, feeling the heartbeat in your hands, palms and fingertips. Maybe even a heartbeat in your ears. And feeling the connection from your heart into your stomach, continuing down through each of your legs, into your feet and toes. And you're just becoming aware of these processes that happen in our body all the time. Every moment of your life, this heart is pumping blood into your head, your hands, your feet and toes, and all the areas in between. So using this moment and this practice to tune into that, become aware of that, witness that process. And reminding yourself that this is occurring in your body. And even with your eyes closed, you have the ability to see these things. You can see what is in your body just by becoming curious, just by imagining what your hands feel like right now, imagining the blood running through your fingertips. So letting this be a process of curiosity and imagination, listening and observing. And just starting to notice as you continue to feel your pulse, feeling your power, starting to notice if you're having any reactions to this feeling. If you're feeling any muscles starting to tense or resist this process. And then coming back to the reality of your safety. When you feel yourself starting to question or resist, reminding yourself of your safety in the seat that supports you, whatever surface it is that's beneath you. And at the same time, the air that hugs you, the air in your clothes that's making contact with your skin, and feeling how you are hugged by all of these elements around you. And as your body gently breathes in, allowing these things that are beneficial to you and encouraging for you, healing for you, letting these things soak in deeper into your skin and your muscles, your bones, your cells, into your subconscious. So that even in times that are turbulent or painful and hard times that we will go through, maybe we are going through right now, letting yourself have this safety, this sensation of love and support. Letting yourself come back to the reality that you are deeply held, deeply loved, supported. And the proof of that is your body, your heart, the fact that you have access to technology, you have a roof over your head, you have floor beneath you, the earth beneath that, sun above you, stars, the moon. It's coming back to the baseline facts that prove that you are safe. And at the same time, allowing awareness to go to maybe things that, maybe changes that you can make to encourage that safety a little bit deeper. So if there is anything we have control over in our lives that is not supporting our safety or not supporting our power, is maybe draining us or just taking. Sometimes we get into jobs or relationships or activities that don't really give us anything, and they just take. So not being afraid to acknowledge those things as well. By being aware that they're no longer serving us or not supporting our best interests, our power. That is the first step in letting them go when we are ready. So allowing yourself to let go of any habits that don't serve you, or anything at all that doesn't support this power that you have inside of you already. And also knowing that regardless of these external factors, you are safe, you are powerful, and you are held, you are loved. And doing whatever you can to support these facts and maybe grow these truths about you. Whatever you believe those to be, whatever you are told that they are from your body, because your body has all of the answers to the questions that you seek. And we can all get stuck looking for just the right teacher, or just the right book, or just the right thing that's going to tell us what we already know. And that's totally okay, and we can learn a lot from others and from books and from life. And a lot of the things that we learn are just reminders of things that we already know. They're sparks that, when our subconscious hears them, we say yes, and we know that to be a truth. And they're good reminders of who we are, what we want, how we can get there. And just knowing that you are already doing this. You are already taking the time to look inside and to ask yourself these questions that sometimes are really difficult to ask, as far as what we can do to support our own power, what we can do to grow our power. Knowing that it's there regardless, but there are things we can do that will expand. So I'm going to read a passage from Clarity and Connection by Young Pueblo. And you can just continue to witness what is happening in your body as you listen to these words. Power is visible in gentle movements. Barriers bend and fall when we interact with each other through an invitation instead of a push. Kindness has a disarming quality because it carries a warmth that says, I am not interested in harming you. Take the risk. Choose the direction you feel burning in your intuition. Life is a unique opportunity. You can make best use of it when you rise above fear. Walking the uncommon path is not a certain victory, but it does provide the greatest possibility for fulfillment. Your relationships improve drastically, and the tension in your mind decreases significantly when you can simply accept people for who they are instead of fixating on how they should change in order to be more like you. Six signs of maturity. Being open to vulnerability, learning, and letting go. Seeing more perspectives than just your own. Accepting responsibility for your happiness. Prioritizing practices that help you grow. Pausing to think instead of reacting. Honesty with yourself and others. Maturity is feeling joy for another's success. A mind trapped in competition, one that feels a quiet bitterness whenever someone gets a thing you crave, is a sign that you are still at war with yourself. End the turmoil and friction by loving and knowing yourself more deeply. Even after healing significant trauma and old conditioning, you will not be happy all of the time. It is natural for your mood to go up and down. What does change is that you react less to old triggers, and when the mind feels turbulent, you do not fall easily into past patterns. Judging yourself by the first impulse that pops into your mind is unfair. That is just a copy of who you were in the past. What you intentionally decide to do shapes who you are and influences who you will be in the future. Remember, pause, think, and act. So just take the next few moments to pause and to feel and to allow whatever things you've heard today that resonated with you to soak into your subconscious and be empowered, so that maybe your first reactions to things can adopt more of these qualities that you know to be true. And just taking a moment to once again feel your heartbeat, remembering this constant reminder of your power that's inside of you all the time, and reminding yourself that you can create this space anytime you need. You can take a moment to pause and remember your heart, remember the sun and the earth whenever you need it. And remember kindness to yourself and to others. Remembering that every single person is going through their own inner war. And we never know what someone else is going through, or what could happen to someone that makes them say hurtful things or do things that they're not proud of ultimately. And we do the same thing. So just reminding yourself that everyone is going through their own thing, and what we can do to help people is show kindness regardless of these things. And this is the most powerful thing. Kindness and love is the greatest power that we all have. So if it feels like something you'd like to do, you can bring your hands to a prayer position toward heart center. And just feel that connection of your pulsing palms and fingers into each other. And let your thumbs press toward your heart. And let your heart lift back toward your thumbs. And just truly feeling this power once again. As you take a deep and full breath into the body, allowing yourself to fill up with this fresh new air. And as you exhale, just letting go of anything that no longer serves you, as you allow your head to gently bow. Just bowing to the source of energy that allows your heart to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to the constant source of love, guidance, inspiration around you, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone in this space for completing this practice right alongside you. And most importantly, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today, for taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. May you bring the same love and understanding into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.